Hello, Carrots here. Welcome to part 13 of the 30 grandchildren badge attempt. I'll now introduce you to the young adults in the household. One day, young Jerry Holden woke up and discovered that she had a new house and had somehow, very mysteriously, become the mother of 15 babies. She was very surprised, but set about bringing them up because they were her responsibility, apparently. Now, Jerry wasn't the only one taken advantage of that day, because a father is required for the children, and Tony McLean was very surprised to discover that he became the instant father of 15 babies. We'll see him around town occasionally, and he does recognise these as his children and often turns up and goes fishing with them or attends their graduations. We don't control him, but we will see him in various videos. I had our genie Elsa Blackbird ensconsel him so we could get some photos. At the end of the last episode, 2 of the teens aged up to young adult. Alicia aged up because she has completed her lifetime wish of zoologist and she was ready to age up. Javin aged up in an earlier episode for the same reason. And the other one who aged up is Robbie, and he had to age up because he needs to be a young adult before he can start working on his lifetime wish, which is to become a creature robot crossbreeder. He needs to join the science career. When he was a child, Robbie came home from school one day with a dusty old lamp. He is about to summon the genie and ask for his first wish, which is a wish for wealth, and the genie, of course, grants him his wish. I was initially planning on having Robbie and his genie get married, but I had a lot of problems initially with the genie because every time I loaded the game, it had a different genie in the lamp. So I've now made him a potential spouse, and I've decided that once the genie has been freed, which she will be eventually, she will move out and become a townie. So there, she just granted him his wish for wealth, and he got 100,000 simoleons added to the family funds. Robbie and Elsa need to get to know each other quite well, because if he's ever going to set her free, first they have to become good friends. Elsa's making herself at home and getting to know the whole household gradually, while ever she is not inside the lamp. But it's time for graduation ceremony for 2 of our Sims. Robbie and Alicia have to set out for their ceremony, and the rest of the family will go with them to support them for their big day. Everyone is in a hurry because nobody wants to get left behind, so they all pile into their little white car and drive to City Hall for the graduation ceremony. It really is surprising how many Sims can squeeze into such a tiny little car. They all arrive at the same time, which is okay as they make their way from the footpath to the door. But once they get to the door, there's a hold-up. There's only one at a time can go through that door. But they do make it in eventually. They'll all come away with positive moodlets, either for graduating or being a proud sibling or being a proud parent. We might even see Tony, their father, turn up. I think I saw him show up right at the end. Let's see, they're all making their way in through that door one at a time. That black hair with purple skirt, she is Tony's girlfriend, and she's pregnant with their baby. So that's a half brother or sister for the 15 children that's about to be born. Uh-oh, we've got a Sim on fire here. He is the proprietor, I think. He works at that park anyway. And she is a Sim I've added to the game. She's one of my Sims. She is a witch. She's obviously thrown him a fire blast. And there's nothing I can do about it. Because, well, I don't control her, I don't control him. Well, he's all singed now, but at least he's still alive. She just ran off and left him to it. So he is going to sit there now and play chess. That looks like a stage there on the other side of the hedge. Yeah, that's the performance park. He is the proprietor. I hope he survived. Back to City Hall, and that is Tracy Burns. She is Tony McLean's pregnant live-in girlfriend. And Tony, of course, is the father of the 15 children in the main household. So that baby she's going to have will be their half-sibling. And that woman in the white skirt and red top, that is a paparazzi, and she's waiting for everybody to emerge from City Hall after the graduation ceremony. And I hope she doesn't get in the way, because I want to get some nice pictures of them when they come out and see what they do with their diplomas. So Alicia comes out first, and she tosses her diploma happily in the air. I think she's glad all that study is over. And she's heading off home in a hurry. She doesn't know it yet, but her next big task will be releasing her imaginary friend and letting him move out of the house. And of course she's still got gardening to do as well. They're all working hard in the garden. There goes Javin, he's heading off. He graduated earlier. I don't remember the names of all the teenagers yet. Most of them are still teens. There's only Javin, Alicia and Robbie that have aged up to young adult so far. I know a few of their names. Okay, Robbie's just tossed his diploma, and I think Robbie needs a makeover because I like him better with nice short hair. He'll still look like Robbie, he'll still be a bit individual, but that one with the grey dress, she is Gwen, who's going to be married to Javin eventually, and she's talking to Jerry, who is the mother of the 15 children. So they've gone fishing because some of them need to catch fish. One of them has to get 13 different perfect fish before she gets her lifetime wish. And this is where they often meet up with Tony, their father. He will come down to this big pond and fish with them while they're fishing. Sometimes, not always. This spot is fairly close to their house, and they often come here because there's so much they can catch here. There's butterflies and snakes, small pets, horses, not that they actually want to catch horses, as well as lots of fish. And look, there's butterflies. Wonder what sort of butterflies they are. Horse just walked straight through them. And they are zebra butterflies. Is someone going to try to catch one of them, I wonder? Oh yes, it looks like Felicia's going to have a go. Yes, she got it. Well done, Felicia. While she's there, she might as well run around and collect whatever else she can find, such as that snake that's just lying on the ground there. Yep, she got it too. Good on her. I might leave them there fishing. Oh, she's just going to fish now. Well, that's it. This is another one of my Sims that was walking towards us. Don't know which one. Oh yeah, there is Tracy Burns, the pregnant girlfriend of Tony McLean. Fire! The barbecue's on fire. I better move that away from the house, because what if the house goes up? Never thought of fire when I put it there. Looks like that's Jerry trying to put it out. And lots of Sims coming to watch and panic. I think he just ran straight through the fire, and I don't even know who he was. It's probably a paparazzi, that bloke on the left. Well, there's plenty of them there to help her by shouting and screaming and panicking. But it looks like the fire's out. One of the other children has tried to put it out as well. Well done. Now let's get that away from the house. Next time it catches fire, the whole house could go up. Their garden is in the basement, right down at the bottom level, with a space in the second bottom level left for the trees to poke through. There's a lot of Sims in this household who need to learn the gardening skill, but the main reason for this garden is Jerry. Her lifetime wish is a perfect garden, and she needs to grow 8 different perfect plants, and so far she's only got 3. So this is the bottom basement. This is the floor where we have the birthday parties as well, but not what we're looking at. That's just an extra table. I find there's a lot of trouble here with plants being neglected, and so that was an alien visiting them. Not sure if anybody got abducted. I don't think there was an abduction, but the alien's gone now anyway, so I'll see by the moodlet if anybody did. So Dolores has just finished another painting. She wants to be a master of the arts. And there are the gnomes lying in the front yard. The teenage gnome there, the one that's running. The school bus has stopped all the way across the other side of the road in the next street. All but one of those houses in that street is empty. Javin and Alicia doing a bit of gardening. They're both trying to get their gardening skill up. and getting some harvestables to sell, and working on the garden to help their mother achieve her lifetime wish of perfect garden. You're about to get a quick peek at the area of this basement that is used for the birthday parties. See the colourful balloons down there? Well, everywhere from that wall across to the other edge, there it is. That's where the birthday parties are held. And there is Gwen. She's been made especially to be a wife for Javin, because Javin needs to produce babies so his mother and his father can become grandparents, because we need to have 30 grandchildren before we'll be able to get this badge. And this badge isn't always awarded just because you have managed to get the 30 grandchildren. We'll get the 30 grandchildren, but will we get the badge is the big question. Oh look, this is the pond where they were fishing earlier, and there is their father, Tony McLean, sitting there doing something with his laptop. There's nobody fishing at the pond, but at least we have come across him out and about in the world. It's his girlfriend who is pregnant that we see, Tracy Burns. We've seen her a couple of times as well. So he is expecting a baby to be born the usual way, rather than by instantly appearing unexpectedly. This is Dennis. He's been added to the game, especially made for Alicia to marry, because Alicia also has to have lots of children. There they are, Alicia and Dennis. They're going to get married eventually and start having babies when they move out to set up house together. They're going to help Alicia's mother get the 30 grandchildren that we need her to have in order to get this badge. And Dennis is in a painting career, and like all of the Sims that I make for the various children in this household to marry when they grow up, Dennis's lifetime wish is to be surrounded by family. I'm making sure each and every one of them wants to be surrounded by family and has a trait such as family-oriented or nurturing or both, as well as at least 2 traits in common with the Sim that they are being made to be the spouse of. So they're all being specially designed to do the job that I want them to do, produce 30 grandchildren between them. Oh, looks like Dennis was persuaded to come and help them in the garden. Of course, he needs to do this for his own benefit as well, because he needs to get at least level 7 in the gardening skill before I let him move out with Alicia so they can start their family. Gwen and Alicia are getting to know each other. Looks like they're not quite seeing eye to eye at the moment, but they've got to become sisters-in-law, so they need to get on just a little bit at least. They're both going to be producing lots of babies. There's Robbie back downstairs. He still hasn't had his hair cut. Oh, he's got the lamp. He's going to summon his genie. There she is. Haven't seen her around for a while. I suppose she must have jumped back into the lamp. Robbie wanted to make a wish, but his relationship with the genie isn't strong enough yet, so he couldn't do it. Things must have soured a bit since he made his last wish, because he got that one. He got a wish when he wished for wealth. That garden looks like it really needs a bit of work. Maybe Robbie should be working on the garden instead of chasing his genie around. But he's going to have a little chat with her and hope to improve their relationship just enough for him to be able to get another wish out of her. He's got 2 wishes left. Oh, pillow fight. That should do the trick. They keep that up long enough, bashing each other over the head with a pillow. They'll surely become firm friends. As Dennis just walked past, looks like he was just going to wash up after eating his dinner. Because that's the sink over to the left. They've got the stove behind them and the fridge on the right. Oh, he's going into the toilet. Is he going to shut the door? Yep. Good on him. Pillow fight continues. She just tricked him there. Here's Robbie after he's had his hair cut. He's going to summon his genie, and there she is. He's still going to have to work hard on improving his relationship with her. Our little genie, Elsa, she's not controlled by me yet, and she's decided that the wishing well's a great place to be. And she's wishing for power and wishing for wealth and wishing for happiness. I'm not sure what she just got then, but she's happy. Here's Robbie, he's turned up. He's got to spend time with her. They've got to become much better friends. He got wealth from her, and then he wants let her free. It's going to be a long drawn-out battle, I think. Now, I had originally decided to get Robbie to marry his genie, but I was having so much trouble with that I made him a brand new sim. And here she is. This is Candace Koski, and she's just entered the household, and her whole reason for being is to marry Robbie and have babies. So she's got a couple of traits that Robbie's got, as well as nurturing and family oriented, and her lifetime wish, of course, is surrounded by family. But she's got natural cook as well, and she's joined the culinary career and she wanted to learn to cook. So that's why she's in the kitchen. She's been reading cooking books and she's learned enough to be able to cook something. And here she is. The garden's looking like it's coming along quite nicely. It still needs a lot of watering though. I think we better get a few more Sims to work on it. Problem is the children or the teens can't do it because they're at school most of the time. When they're at home and they've done their homework, I'll try to get them down here to help. Of course, one of the traits that Candace shares with Robbie is couch potato, and she's happy to sit in front of the couch for hours to learn skills, and here she is learning her cooking skill. Of course, Robbie's barely noticed Candace exists at this stage. He's still obsessed with the genie. Do some guitar practice, just caught a butterfly. I see I didn't move that barbecue very far from the house yet. I don't know who that is having a fit looking at him. Some townie. The genie certainly gets around the house. Here she is watching Dolores play the guitar. Dolores, of course, is still a teen, but she's ready to age up. She has completed her lifetime wish. Now Javin's got to level 10 in gardening, and he's waiting now for Gwen to get to level 10 before they can start getting to know each other and falling in love and getting married. So what do I do with him? I've noticed that there are very few Sims in town. There's about, I don't know, say 80 empty houses at a wild guess, and about 3 or 4 houses with Sims living in them. And I decided that the Sims with imaginary friends in their pockets can learn logic while they find the potion to turn their imaginary friends real, and I'll populate the town with imaginary friends turned real. It looks like that was Robbie's imaginary friend that just became alive and he's there chatting with him. Oh, Dolores is still playing the guitar. She's already got her lifetime wish. She had to get to the level 10 in guitar and painting, and she's done that. Now Robbie started searching for the potion. Might take him a while. It looks like Alicia's imaginary friend wants to become real as well, and he's tracked her down in the garden. She's still in a sleepwear. There's lots of money trees coming up there. It looks like Alicia is about to start working on her logic skill as well, while she tries to find the potion to turn her imaginary friend real. Of course, at this point, when they're live but not real, only when their owner is the active sim are we able to see them. All of the other imaginary friends are totally invisible. At the other end of the basement, there is a birthday cake, and it's Lynette's birthday. We saw her complete her lifetime wish of zoologist in the end of the last episode, when she was at the greenhouse catching small minor pets. At this stage, we've only got 3 of them that have aged up to young adult. That's Javin, Robbie, and Alicia. Javin and Alicia were the other 2 who completed the zoologist lifetime wish before they aged up. Robbie's just aged up because he needed to be a young adult to be able to start working on his lifetime wish. There's Lynette. She's blowing out her candles. I think that's Wilfred that's blowing his trumpet there behind her. I'll make sure they've grade A at school and that they've completed their lifetime wish, or they need to age up to be able to start working on it before they age up to young adult. And there's Javin, and I can see on the right hand side those hands belong to Dennis. He was made as a young adult. Oh my goodness, at least that is her sleepwear that the game has given her. And she's got the pigtails. Guess who's going to go into stylist and create a sim as soon as possible. When you see a sim turn into that sort of an outfit, makes you want to cringe a little. Well, she's got most of the household down there wishing her a happy birthday. We let her go and eat her cake in peace because we've got another birthday party we're going to have as soon as she's finished aging up. That will be for Felicia. The game gave them their names. I just accepted because there was 15 of them. That's Kendall just stepping forward to get the piece of cake. And this girl on the left with the black hair, that's Joni. See, I do know a few of them. Oh yes, Candace has turned up with her piece of cake? Yeah, the game gave them all their names, and I just accepted. Most of the names they've been given I've never heard before, which is part of the reason why I have so much trouble remembering them. And then we've got an Alicia and a Felicia as two of their names. It's a little bit hard sometimes to realise that yes, you're not talking about Felicia, you really are talking about Alicia. We'll soon have both of those two girls aged up to young adult. That's Jerry there in the white with the black trim. She's got her back to us. She's the mother of all of these children. They don't like that hi-fi system there that's obviously broken. We'll have to fix it later. This is Felicia, all aged up to young adult. For some reason, we failed to record anything of her blowing out her cake. So 2 birthday parties are now over, and we've still got to do something about those pigtails that Lynette got and give her a slightly different set of sleepwear. Elsie and Robbie are still trying to get to know each other better. Robbie's trying so hard to get their relationship up enough so that he can set her free. And that's Robbie's imaginary friend, just become alive. I know that because Robbie's the active sim and that imaginary friend is visible. And in this state, they're only visible to the active sim and to us only when that sim is the owner of the imaginary friend. And that was Demetria that just came upstairs. And now Candace is going down. At this point, she and Robbie are barely aware of each other, but they are going to end up husband and wife and having lots of babies together, I hope. There's going to be at least 5 anyway. She needs 5 to get her lifetime wish. And here's Kendall just come upstairs. Not doing much with him at the moment, but he will be the focus of attention in a later episode. Robbie's now whipped out his guitar. He's going to play for us. He keeps doing that, and I checked. He's got the virtuoso trait, so that will explain it. He's not going to be able to play guitar much for a while though, because he's got an imaginary friend to make real and move out. We've got to populate this town. There's too many empty houses and not enough Sims, not enough townies to buy their harvestables when they consign them at the greenhouse. And they need money, and that's their chief way of getting it. So we've got to put more Sims out there. At the moment, I'm focusing on doing it by making all of the imaginary friends real and then moving them out into empty houses. I think I will eventually have to start making new Sims as well to place in houses around town. So Robbie's made a few potions, but Javin, he's just made one that's, the colour tells me it's the imaginary friend metamorphism potion, so he doesn't need to make any more. He might, but now he can turn his imaginary friend real. The problem that Javin's got now is to get his imaginary friend, Bobo, to drink the potion. They've got to be very good friends before Bobo would even consider doing such a thing. So Javin's going to have to work very hard for quite a long time to get their friendship up high enough. But Javin, or more precisely the one controlling Javin, is very keen to get that imaginary friend made real and out of the house quickly, so that Javin can then concentrate on getting to know Gwen, so he and Gwen can get married, move out of the house and start having some of those grandchildren that this game is all about us getting. A fun game of rock, paper, scissors, always useful for improving a friendship between an imaginary friend and its owner. By the way, that Sim sitting there at the computer, that's Megan. She was the last one to age up to teen. Doesn't mean she'll be the last one to age up to young adult though. Things aren't going so well between this pair. It's getting close to the end of the video, so I'll skip ahead along the way so you can see Bobo becoming real, and then I'll show you what he looks like after I have made him over. So here we are. Bobo's finally decided it's time to accept that potion, and there he goes. He's transforming from an imaginary friend doll to a real Sim, and he'll get an I'm real moodlet that'll last him for quite a while. And there he is, the original form of Bobo, who's become known as Brian. I think Javin's happy. It looks like it's Maddie's day. There he is now, after he's been made over. I've given him red hair and freckles. He's got starfruit skin, and Javin's not at all impressed by that pile of laundry between his feet, so he's going to take that away to make sure it gets washed. And we're going to now try to give Brian some skills, but first of all, he needs to eat. He's starving. There's Gwen. From here on in, Javin is going to be focusing on Gwen. There's Brian there now. We're going to get him to learn a few skills and get some lifetime happiness points before we move him out. Here he is trying to fix the hi-fi, but obviously he needs a bit more handiness skill before he does that. Maybe he should go do a class or read a book. Fortunately, there's a bathroom nearby so he can take a shower and get rid of all his singedness. And this is the final scene with a lot of the household all together in the common room. It's just a group of Sims, and even the genie is there. She's been let out of her bottle and she seems to be irresistible. I'll have to see what traits she's got, because wherever I see her like that, she's always got a crowd of Sims around her. That's Brian enjoying listening to the guitar. Brian's enjoying listening to Dolores play the guitar, but Joni is playing guitar on the other side of the room near where Dennis is painting. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll be starting on another one shortly. I've got some of the video already recorded, but mostly I'm going to be having to play ahead. So bye bye for now, and if you've enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you don't want to miss the next episode, it'd be a good idea to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. So bye bye for now. Thank you for watching, and happy simming.